Hey everyone. Oh god. I hope I picked it up. Whatever. Um, I'm still sick, and now I'm on cold medicine. So I figured, what is a better time to talk about deep philosophical truths about life than when you are on cold medicine and have a cold? I can think of no better time. Um, I was thinking about the idea of destiny or fate, right? The It's very strange, right? In TV shows and stuff, it's always like, oh, you're the destined one to do this, do that, whatever. And it makes it seem very clear that there's no other possible path they could walk, right? And that is kind of the idea of it, right? That's the idea of destiny. And there's always a lot of debate about how the universe works in general, right? Is our path predetermined? Is everything that happens in our world predetermined? And if it is, does that mean that we have free will by any means? Uh, I was talking about this the other day with a friend, and you know, they asked me, like, do we have free will? And I was like, well, I could stab somebody, but I never would because of my moral beliefs, because I believe it's wrong, right? And no one's ever given me a good enough reason to stab them, you know? But the idea is that everything that has happened up until now has led me to be the kind of person who wouldn't stab someone in XYZ situation, right? So if everything up until now was predetermined, right? And that led me to not stab someone. Well, it would seem to reason that because I would not, because of my past, that it was already meant to be that I would not stab someone, right? It's this very strange thing because we can't prove it either way, right? We can't prove that things are predetermined. We can't prove that um, everyone has their fate set in stone. We can't prove, there's a lot of things about, cause and effect and the complex interactions. And there isn't a person alive who could predict with any certainty. I mean, that is an interesting point, isn't it? There's a thing about like fortune tellers and card readers and uh, seers, right? Dream interpreters, things like that. The thing is, with a lot of those, they're very general, right? They're so general to the point that you can apply them to your life whenever, right? And there is a certain pattern that life follows. Nope, not quite what I meant to say. Like I said, what a better time than when you're on cold medicine. When certain things happen, people tend to react in certain ways, right? There tend to be certain emotions tied with those things, certain events happening in certain ways lead to certain emotions, lead to certain reactions, right? On average, most people react in a certain way to a certain emotion. So, if you were to say that in 5 years, someone was destined to, I don't know, get into a car accident or something, right? A car accident is something that is scary, right? It's something that makes you, depending on the severity of it, right? I was in one where I rolled over the truck I was driving and rolled down a hill. And I was very lucky to barely be injured at all. And that was one of the times where I was like, that was pretty miraculous. I could have easily died, but I didn't. And with that, right, there comes this sense of like humbling, right? Your life isn't guaranteed, life isn't like life could end, right, very abruptly. And when I got into that accident, it made me think about what I wanted to accomplish, right? What I wanted to do before I died. And then I switched my major to psychology because I wanted to help people. I realized that I had kind of given up on that dream because I had lost faith that people could be good, right? I lost faith that people were worth helping, people were worth saving, right? And that's why when I started college, I was a biology major. I was planning on doing animal research, right? Conservation research, more specifically. And after I got in that accident, I really thought about it, and I thought about the reasons that I had given up on people. And I realized that I shouldn't let past people or past situations completely dictate what I do with my future. Because I would have loved, I still would love to do conservational science, right? I would love to be out in nature with animals, doing field surveys, studying animals and their habits and in their habitats. I would love that, but I would love more to be able to say that I helped people, that I was able to help people through things that I've been through, that I was able to help people understand themselves. I was able to help people find their path in life, right? I realized that those callings, those destinies, if you want to call them that, right? those goals were more important to me than conservational science, right? Although I would like to be able to do both. I know I won't be able to the extent, but, you know, I'm still young, and with enough money you can do a lot of things. But, yeah. I think thinking about I think what stops a lot of people from truly diving into what they want out of life, what they strive for, is keeping the idea of death at the very back of their mind, right? Keeping the idea of impermanence at the very back of their minds. Thinking that, I have at least this many years, right? What's the rush, right? And the truth is, there isn't a rush. I think the most important thing is to enjoy your life, right? Because if you spend your whole life rushing towards a goal and don't enjoy it, if you don't enjoy working towards your goal, and it ends, your life ends before you reach that goal, then what's the point in that, right? I would rather say that I never reached my goal, but I at least enjoyed my time working towards it, right? I would rather say that than die in a freak car accident and have had nothing but stress and struggle in my life trying to reach this goal, right? It's kind of, in a way, hedging your bets, right? That, if I make myself absolutely miserable for this frame of, why did I do it like that? For this frame of time, right? Then after I get to the end here, I'll have my degree, I'll have the experience I need, whatever, and I can go on with my life doing the job that I want or doing the things that I enjoy, right? But what if, before you reached here, you died here? People don't like to think about that, but it's the reality of the world that we live in, right? And I think to tie this back with the idea of destiny, you can look at the world as something that's predetermined, as something that, oh, here's your lot in life, this is all you get. I don't know which way it works, but I know which way makes me feel more free. I know which way to believe that makes me feel more empowered, right? That makes me feel like I can genuinely make a difference in the world, right? And that is not believing in destiny, right? Believing that sure, there are certain things, I believe this, right? That there are certain things certain lessons that have to happen, certain things you have to learn to accomplish certain things, right? But I think anything that you want to do, you have the ability to get to, right? it's really strange that kids are born and children have different dreams, right? They want to do different things. Some kids will tell you they want to be authors. Some kids will tell you they want to be an astronaut. Some kids will tell you they want to be a princess. Some kids will tell you they want to be in the military. Some kids will tell you, on and on and on. And it's very interesting that kids are born with these dreams of different paths in our society, right? And that they're so filled with joy and awe to pursue those things. And even I found once you become an adult, right? And you start thinking about that again, you can get to that same level of awe. You can find something that truly fills you with passion when you do it, right? And I mean, for me, the closest I've come is this, right? Making these videos. And I want it to succeed. I think it can. I think I have the ability to get there, right? But also, I'm understanding that it's not all up to me, right? With certain paths in life, there's an amount of what's the word? There's a certain amount of things that are out of your control, right? How many people click on a video I make? That's not in my control. The best I can do is make the video and talk about things that I think would be interesting to watch. Make sure that the videos I make I would want to watch. And make sure that I talk about things that I'm genuinely interested in, right? Because if I don't do that, then if I wouldn't want to watch my video, why would I expect anyone else to, right? If I wouldn't be interested in the topic, why would I expect anyone else to be, right? When we think about destiny, I think it's pretty harmful to think things are predetermined. I think it's pretty harmful to think that we have our lots in life and that, we're condemned to where we are. Now, if you're happy with where you are, then by all means, right? It doesn't matter at that point. You can think, oh, I was destined to get here and I'm happy to be here, right? But if you're not happy where you are, I wouldn't ever let yourself get to that place, because it might take a while, right? But you can work towards a better place. You can work towards bettering yourself, bettering your circumstances, bettering whatever it might be, right? And I think if you truly want it enough, then you'll be sent help to get there, right? Because at the end of the day, jobs exist because they help other people, right? No one is a doctor to save themselves, right? No one is a carpenter to build their own house, right? That might be something that they do, right? A carpenter might build their own house, But a person is a carpenter when they build houses for others, right? Jobs have place in our society to help other people. And the fact is, if you want something enough and you work enough towards it, and you have the capacity to do it, you'll get help getting there, right? Based on your belief system, right? Like, there might be people that come to help you, you know. You might be supported by more spiritual things, right? You might be supported by your God. You might be supported by angels, spirits, right? Your team, right? Your team of light, your spiritual team in pursuit of your goals, right? And believing that is much more empowering. Believing that is much more fulfilling than believing that we have no control, than believing that we will get to where we're going to get no matter what we do, right? That there's things that are destined to happen that will happen no matter what we do, right? It's much more empowering and helpful and healing and kind to believe that you have a part in this, right? Anyway, that's been a philosophical talk with a man on cold medicine. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.